Good shake then, right, I'll take all the paint away. Mix for 1 drum of paint, you should get 2 to 2.5 pitches. And you have a good line, a good white line with that, right? So if you go 4 to 1 and you've, say, a drum and a half left over, and the lines aren't that white, just come back to 3.5. So we'll go, for today, what we'll do is we'll go 3 to 1. It depends on how fast you're walking, right? And I'll go through nozzles and the nozzle you're using. I'll go through the nozzles in a minute, right? So if you have 2 or 3 litres left over, that's perfect. Or if you want, or if you have 2 pitches done and you have, say, a full drum, and you to start the next, right? So you have, that's sort of half a pitch in. Perfect. In around that. If you're running out of paint and you run out of paint and you have 2 pitches done, you're walking really slow, and to combat that, then put more water into it. Does that make sense? Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, right, so what I would have done now, I'd have gone 5 litres again, just to shake it again, just to make sure all the paint's out. Right, so, because see, it doesn't shake very well when it's full up to the top. So, well, it was clean enough anyway, so yeah, so I'd only go halfway on it, just to make sure, to be sure. So then your consistency of paint is 100% in, there's no... So it's just somebody needs to bring a drill with them for when you're mixing in the morning, that's all. Or whenever you're mixing. So if you're painting tomorrow, or next week, you can mix it, you can have a pre-mix, like you can, so you can mix 2 drums together and that'll last you this mixing and mix paint and the next paint, it'll be fine, the paint will be fine.
Will you be lifting that drum, or is that drum got to be washed
I'll get to that now. Okay. I'll get to that. Not cutting you off now. No, we're going to take it out of the drum. We're going to put it into those small drums there now. And then it's much easier. Then you're finished with this then, right? So. Cleaned already. So what we're going to do is we're going to so there's 40 litres in that, right? So 3 to 1, 30 litres of water, 10 litres of paint, 40 litres. We're going to use 5 drums. We're going to put 8. Right, so rather than trying to top up every drum exactly to 10 litres, right, just makes it, so you don't have to get exactly, and then there's paint spilling, right? So well, that's what I do anyway. You can fill it into 4 if you want. You might be going 3.5 to 1, so you might be going next to 5 litres. Like, and whether it's 3.5, 3.4, 3.5, 3.6, doesn't really matter. Like, it's not going to that half or 10th of a litre is not going to make a whole pile of difference to anybody. Do you understand? Right. So we leave it this at a minute. You can decide yourselves on the next mix whether you want to go 3.5 to 1. Right. You know from how much paint you put out, and it's just about a matter of figuring out how fast you walk and all that kind of stuff. Right. Okay. So lay it out then. We'll just keep an eye on the drum. And so it's just a matter of holding the tap. So that'll just pour out there, then we get the next drum ready. All.
And the thing you got to watch out for is the fact that it might overfill.
Yeah, so that's what if you go like that one there, it's only 7 or 8 litres in it. It's just easier. You don't have to. That one's hard to see through. That's all I do. I saw it come up, but I had too much in that.
But you have to watch it. Watch it.
Just keep an eye on it. Yeah. Bits of grass, and that's why we use it, because if that goes into the drums of paint, so that's done its job already, as you can see. So I'll blow that out the opposite way now. So see the way the speed's out of it. Just keep this washed. Listen, there's enough going to be bits of paint left on this anyway, no matter what you do. But once you have the main stuff gone out, so there's no lumps or no hard paint on it, then I normally take that out if I can. Anybody good nails? See the little lug inside, just pull that out. Okay. Right. Okay, so the next thing then, lads, is we got to wash this out, because we're going to be using this the next time. So right, there's grass going into that now as well. So just do a little spray around it, and anything on the outside, just to keep it clean, doesn't matter really much.
Does it want to come out?
Doesn't want to come out, yeah, it's fairly clean on here. So if you little pliers to catch that and pull it up. Yeah, like, so just it's easier to clean, that's all. I'll just give it another shot there. there too. I just pushed it out with the... So she's 100% clean now, so I'm happy with that. Put that back in there. She's ready for the next day. Right, so I'm after putting, I don't know, 2 or 3 litres of water into that, doesn't matter, right? So this is what this drum is for. This is sealed.
So what's this drum for?
Okay, I'm going to get to that, right.
Sorry.
So what we have now is, we've watered down paint that was left over, right? So we're going to pour it back into this. Right, so it doesn't matter if it's 2 litres, 3 litres, 4 litres, that's a 20 litre drum. You with me?
Yeah.
Right. Now, there's a couple of bits of, just take those out of it. Where the hell they come out of? Bit of grass. Right, so I'm just going to give this another, I'm going to open this up. I'm just going to give this another shot of water, just to be sure, to clean this out. Right, that's that done. I'll wash the tap in as well, just push it through the tap. That washes that out. And then we can just let the rest of it out the side there. Okay. Now, that's clean as you need it to be, right? First thing I would do is I close the tap, just to make sure. Then I will put the lid there. I put this into it. I put my funnel into it, just so they're all there together. I put this on top of it. So this seals it up then, and there's no crap getting into it. That's it, ready for wash, for going the next day. Right, so what we do with this water then, right? So, for me, this now is before you start mixing the next day. Remember we did 10 litres of clean water? Use the filter, or use the funnel, and put that into an empty drum. So that's the first part of your 10 litres of water. Just say there's 5 or 6 litres in it, just top it up into the 10 litres, and then use that as your 10 litres of water. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you're using every bit of paint. So it should help then with your next bit of paint, that little bit whiter. The only thing I'd say on it, if you finish painting, say next October, November, and you're not going to paint again until March, empty that out and wash it out, because it'll be stink by the time, if it's there for 4 or 5 months, it'll be stink. The other thing for this, what you use this for, is when you're finished, so we use the drum paint there, you're painting on the pitch, drum is finished, that's what I'm saying, so that one's empty then, whatever's going to be left over, just pour it back into this, then rinse it out and pour it into that as well. So every little bit of paint is used, so if there's 5, 6, 7 litres in that, it doesn't matter, because you're using that up for the next time anyway. Does that make sense? Yeah. So just keep those clean, because you want those clean for next time, just run, and then when you've that dumped in there, I rinse it again and just throw it away. Or you can throw it in there, it doesn't matter, right? But keep that clean, so, and put this cap back on it, and then they're ready to go the next day. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's all very simple, as I know I over. Right, this now I'm gonna, so I'm painting there, and I turn that, every time I turn that hand, you see the one? Yeah. So every 10 mil up here is going to throw it off maybe 50 mil down there, you know what I mean? Or whatever. So you might think you have hardly moved it all there, but it'll move down there. But it's not a big deal. Right. Okay, so that's as simple as, right? So what we do is we paint a few lines, and then we need to wash it in. And I want to show you how to wash it, because the washing or the cleaning of it is very simple, and it only takes a couple of minutes, but it's the most important part of it all. Stop it splashing. So, do you know what I mean? So the air can get into it. Yeah. Right. Okay, so put that back on the water there. Yeah, fine. So, no, put that back into it then. Now turn it the other way, yeah. And bring, no, when you're doing it, watch, just try and bring the pipe around the side there, and just down like that. Okay, so it's nice, all nice and comfortable.
Okay.
Now, so what we're going to do now is you're going to wheel it into the side here, just because we're going to get the paint flowing first. Want to check it? I'll fold it in, right, just straight up. We'll just put it on the grass now. Wait a second now. Right lads, if you just come around this side for a second. So, going to get down to this.
Yep.
No. So,
No, just lift it a bit more there, that's all. Right. So, and don't catch it in here because you're going to get all paint. So just catch, see these, catch one of those there. That's it. And let it down then, yeah, that's it. Right. Okay, now, next thing we're going to do is, you're going to remember what I showed you about the valve? Release valve here? Yeah. Right, so, just be tight, so put your other hand on it. Right, so now you're twisting, you're twisting the whole thing, so try and hold it and, hold it one hand.
Does it go all the way up, actually?
Yeah, just straight up.
I guess I must be weak.
It is. There's no weed this morning. Alright. Yeah. Okay. So so stand there, pull out the pipe. This one here. No, this look like that. Yeah. Right. Okay, just give it a shot down to get the paint out. No, just keep it down on the ground so you won't fall out. Paint coming out, stitch it up. Yeah. Otherwise you won't waste the paint. Right. So put it back into that hole there. Yeah, just sits in there, that's all. Yeah, now turn back the valve again, two hands because you're going because otherwise you're twisting the bottom part of it and you're right, okay. No, and try but the other thing is see that's not lined up now, so try and have that lined up.
I see horse straight.
See the nozzle so straight down. Right. Now you see there, if you're spraying that high grass there now, she's going to catch on that. Right, so you might want to lift it, but I think we'll be okay on the field anyway. No, just give it a shot of spray there, just one quick shot and off again, right, okay. So now I think you're hitting this there, so I might have to just twist it like a small bit. Right, give it a shot again. Yeah, okay. Shoot again. Yeah, okay, that's perfect now. So we're hitting this there. So that's grand now. So, okay. Now, so let's go spraying. We'll pick the inline to the goal first, I suppose. Now, remember I was saying you walked a good bit, so we're going to get you lifted discs again.
Oh yeah.
So this will all just come, lads, as you're doing it, right? So, no, you're. See, that's not this one here. Yeah. And just go back into it. Yeah, that's it. No. And again, so wash the paint. So just try not to drive over the paint. That's all. Right. And we go down to the inline there. So no big deal. Comes to right every time, right? So for washing, so taking out the paint. So this is what I do. This is water, and that's paint. So again, so that goes in there. I can leave that back into that, and just put that pipe down the side of there, just in around that, right? Now, so what we're going to do first is we're going to change the valve on that, and we're going to take this out because the paint on that, just so we won't waste any paint. I'll do that now. So just so because you'll be on your own, right? Yeah. So and then this is when you see the water, you just take it out, right? Now see there, see the water in, right? And then you can use that then to wash. Down. Okay, then we switch it off. Right, put the cap back on that because that's your paint. Right, and then you just turn that back down again.
So that was about half a drum, was it?
More. Where you know?
Just there, look.
Yeah, I say you've used about half of it there, yeah.
It's stiff enough the low valve, isn't it?
It is, I don't know why it's so stiff. If you found it, just let me know. We can start it over. Okay, so what we're going to do then is let down the discs, right, and just put that spray in. So we're going to spray the water through the nozzle. Right. So that's hitting the sides of the discs there. So right now we do then is just to clean the discs. I walk it down so it's cleaning all the discs around. So if you just walk away like that. And the grass on the side of it then will clean the discs as well. So you're spraying the sides. Just okay, so I did a few litres of water through that then. And just let spray it through, right?
Would you use that whole drum of water though to rinse out that
5 or 6 or 7 litres maybe. You probably wouldn't need the pen, but you can let it go there, like, and that's just clean there now, right? Okay, so this is the important part now, lads, right? Okay, so we let that through. So that's clean the pipes. We think the pipes are clean because that looks like clear water coming the other side, right? But when you take off this, so what we're going to do is, so if you come around there, because this is very important, right? So we're going to take off this here, right? And you can see there's little bits of everything, right? So when I put this going, you'll see water first, and then it'll get a bit painty again. So it always keeps a bit of paint in the pump or whatever. So you need to clear that out, right? So by taking off the nozzle, it lets it all out faster, right? Right? And then I use that even to wash around if anything needs to be washed. But see the way it's got a bit, it's not too bad there now, but when you have to do a full pitch, it'll be painty. And then I wash these here as well. So everything gets clean. Now, you only have to use a small bit of paint, but if after doing a full pitch, that'll be a lot more paint than that, right? And then just wash it out, right? Okay, so once that comes cleared in and everything, and it looks a small bit painted because there was paint on that when it went into the water, so I just coloured the water slightly and just make sure everything's washed down. Right. So what I normally do is I just put that back into that. Oops. And I let a couple more. So I let a couple of litres of water through that way. It just takes an extra minute, and then I just let that. Sorry, just let that go. You can put it back on it if you want. And I just let that another couple of litres of water through it. So maybe 5 or 6 litres of water. 1 or 2 to start, 1 or 2 to flush the whole thing out, and let another litre through there, just to whatever, and then you're done, right? And then, well, at the end of it all, then is take off this, take out these babies. John, will you just get that little container there? Right, and I put that back on. Sorry, I just put that back on there then. And she's ready to go inside. And I just put all these into this here. Just leave inside that. And just mix everything out so you don't have to take out the water. And just make sure you check the nozzle as well before you use it, just to make sure there's nothing.
No blockage.
There's no blockage. So just quick blow through it and look it up into the. You can see the hole through there. Yeah, just look through it yourself.
Yeah. Pinhole.
Yeah,
Look,
exactly.
please.
Sorry.
Just to be sure, that's all. Look, the last thing you want to be, as I said, is on the far corner or the far field, the next thing it clogs up like so.
Well, the same thing as a compressor or a chain.
100%. There's no right. That goes in there, and that just seals down on top of that then, and just turn on the cap, and that's sealed in, right? Yeah, it's locked. So that's what that's for there. And so then then just lift that up there, and she's ready to go back in then, and I leave 2 or 3 litres of water in that then as well, just tighten that down small bit just so it won't splash out.
Do we disconnect? No need.
No, just plug it in then.
Right.
Plug it in
just ask, like, when we pack it up, we'll leave it the way it is.
You see, and you can see that the green light's still flashing on that, right? So the battery's still full, like so. But
How long is the charge? Would you charge it the night before?
oh no, leave it charging all the time.
All the time?
All the time.
Oh, right.
Leave it charged all. Trickle charge, and it's good for the battery.
All right.
Right, they reckon it's way better for the battery. Just leave it trickle charge. You get more light on it. That's her. Happy enough. Froze the water in the can, because I'd always leave water in the can, and I think it just blew a fuse on me, right? So I have a couple of spare fuses in that anyway, right? So I'll show you that in a second. But that's all it is. If you need to transport it wherever, if you want to bring it back to the house or whatever, you can just open it here and just lift these off. And you can adjust these into the height, whoever's doing it. I just leave it there so you can get the height right on it. Go all the time. Just tighten it up whatever height you require. But they can come off, you just need to unscrew the cable there. And then, so you can lift that part into the back of the car or into the back of the. Okay, so the charger then, right, what I have is just this charger. You see it'll start off green to show it's charged, and then there's orange, and then the last one when it's charged it'll go green. Right, so it's very simple. See that? That just goes into this here, just a little cover on it. When you're not having charge, put the cover back on. Obviously for water purposes, you don't want water getting in. So this here points to the front, and just push that back in, and it's just male, female, and that's just there, and that'll start charging then. If it's on red, once it starts charging, it'll go straight to green. So it's red, orange, and green. So you'll see if it's green out a minute,
If when the battery's going down, obviously it's going to orange, and then when it's going to red, then well, it'll last a while, but you just need to think about charging it, right? Okay, so now, and then to take it out, just push it. See the little, see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, because some people just pull it and then they're just pulling it apart, right? Okay, so a guy damaged that on me. One day he rang, he said, "Jesus." So he was put in the wrong way around. So he twisted the little lugs coming up there. So if that happens, just if it does happen, what you have is a backup. I told him I had these crocodile clips, so they can go onto the battery here, and that goes into that thing. Yeah. Same difference. And if that fails, you have another one, so you can connect these onto the battery, and same thing as well on that. Okay, so there's a backup. So I didn't have to travel to him. He rang me and then I said, look, get the crocodile clips. That's been working fine since. I was actually down to dropping paint, and there was as it happened to the electrician, and I showed him, and he was going to fix the little clip or the little poles. They were twisted like that, right? And he was going to anyway. So that was that done. Okay, so if you I'll show you the front of it in a second. So if you come over here for a second, I'll show you what. So this one. Oops. So this is what they give us when they send it over, right? So this is a nozzle holder for the front. This is a nozzle holder for the front, and but it's round. That's for a cone nozzle. You won't be using that. Not on the paint you're using now at the minute. You won't use that, right? So that's the spare, just every case. And then these are all round. They're called cone nozzles. They're round. Right, so they go back in there, spares. Right, also with them then is if these, you need those if you're using it, right? And then these are heavy, they're thick. See, they were thick washers or seals, and this is lighter. So the heavy ones we don't need. Right, just get rid of that 1 second now. Right, okay, so anyway, right. What do you do there for a second? So remember I was telling you the fuses. So 2 fuses there, just in case. They're only 10 amp. Like if you need, they're only 2 cents, 5 cents in a shop anyway. But they're there just in case. So you get stuck out in the field, you can get going again if it's a fuse, right? So they're in the spare, and these are spare washers. These are spare washers. Then I'll show you them in a minute. These are spare filters that go on it. Right, we'll just leave them inside there. So I'll keep all the spares in here, and that's a yellow nozzle, right? So this is what we give you then. We're out of the kindness of our heart, and we break my heart that we give this away free of charge, right? But so there's a yellow nozzle and there's a green. So the colours, if you bought a machine anywhere else, they will have a blue nozzle on it. So the colour code is green is smaller, has a smaller outlet in it. Yellow is bigger, and blue is bigger again. So they sell it to you with a blue, so you put out more paint, right? We're trying to make it more efficient for you, and still with a good line. If you're walking really slow, right, and you're using the yellow nozzle, you use a lot of paint. So the green nozzle will put out less, right? If you're hosting a championship match here, just say you were hosting, I don't know, Newcastle West and Drumkeller, for argument's sake, right? And you want to put a really good line, so you want the guys to walk really slow. You could put out put a yellow nozzle into it and walk really slow, so you get really straight lines, but you get savage line as well with it. So there's ways. Okay, it costs you an extra 20 or 30 quid on the whole pitch, but just for that day, if you want to show off, to showcase the place, you can do that as well. Right? Does that make sense? Yeah. So bigger nozzle, more paint. Walk slower, more paint, and you could and then just mix it 3 to 1 rather than 3.5 or 4 to 1. Right. So you have 3 ways of getting a better, of a stronger line. Okay. So yellow nozzle we won't use at the minute. We'll use the green. So I've got an extra spare green one there for you as well. So that's into it. Okay. The other thing is the switch. Well, and we'll do it now in a second. So the switch, this is what it comes with. This comes with a push button, right? The problem with those we found is it causes grief at the start. Sometimes they just stick, and you're at the end of the line, and she just stays spraying, and you can't switch it off, right? Okay, so that's a spare. So we change it to an on-off. So we find that works better. It's easier. It'll always work right. Now you see, there's 4 terminals on that. There's 4 on that as well, but there's only two wires going into it. So if something goes wrong with the switch there, you can actually just pop that out and just pull out the 2 and put them on the 2 opposite ones, and it'll generally, that starts the problem, right? It's just so you have a backup on that, and you have 2 more backups on that. So if you're stuck, you can just use that, right? Does that make sense? Yeah. Right. Okay, so that's a spare as well then, so we'll leave that in there. Right. Okay, so put a lid on that, just put that away, and make sure you know where it is, because someday you will need it, right? And you'll be looking for the green nozzle is gone, or you need another green nozzle. Right.
for the charger, of course that's what the cinder's over. So if you go and buy you one of these. So,
Spanish shaving bloke.
there's been too much time on holidays. Right. So that just plugs in then, and yeah, you can see all the lights in it. So that's your charger. Very straightforward. Leave that beside that. And if you're wondering about charger, there's instructions there with it as well. So, right. Okay, look. So this then. Right. Before we go any further, I'm just going to put some water into that. Right. So this is going to be, right, this is just to let the water out. So when you're finished, you're going to clean it up afterwards, take off all the nozzles and the filters and everything and put them into this. Right? When you want to take it out then, you don't have to put your hand into the water, you just lift it like that and the water will drain out of it, and then you can take out the stuff. We hate you to get your hands wet, that's so. We don't do that only for the Limerick people, no, that's just soft. Okay, so if you come around this other side then. So the idea of this as well, right, is you're sucking the paint from the drum, right? And when you're finished, I'll be leaving it back into clean water and leaving it in like that. But it sucks the paint out, it sucks the water through, so it's easy clean. Right, so first thing we do is these discs to set them. You see these little hole slots on the top? You can just pull that pin and you can see them there, right? So we're going to set it to 100 mil, and that's your 4-inch line then. And to let those discs down then, there's a, you see that little pin there? So just lift it up, pull the,
She's new, man, she's tight.
she is getting tight. Right, just tight there. So just lift that up, pull the pin, and she'll fall on the ground in, and then that's how you're painting. Okay? Now, when you're painting, if I was painting there now and I was in at the goals, just say I was going into the goal, right? So just paint my line into the goals, right? So I have a line in between, so I'm walking like that. So I have a line in between there. I would just lift that, I'd lift that around, and then go in between the goals, right? And try and lift it over the line, because otherwise you're going to drag paint everywhere, right? You'll drag it everywhere and be paint. If I was going between, say, around the edge done then, right? And then I was going out to 13-metre line. What I'd normally do then is come around the side, just put the pin and drop that back in there. So I don't have, and then I'm out, I drag it out 13, line myself up again, come around the side, and just lay down again, and then I'm off painting again. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah. So just, otherwise you're going to be painting the disc and you just drag the paint around with you. So you'll figure out that how as you go anyway. So, okay, so she won't roll. Right. So the nozzle. Right. So you look at that there. The filter goes in first. It can only go in one way, and that's that way. Right, and she just sits in there. Then what you have is you have the nozzle holder. The nozzle goes in first, and you can see, remember I showed you the round one? That's a sort of an oval shaped one. Right. So that goes in there, and then you put the seal in afterwards in, right? And just say you open the new container, you lost the seal or something, you want to get another one out of it. You'll know, if you put in the thick one, it'll sit in above the edge of that there. You just won't be able to put it in. So you just need to go to the shallow one. Right? And then just clicks in, and that's your nozzle in then, right? Okay, when you put your nozzle down here, right, you adjust the height of the grass, and so that's up to yourself there then, and you'll see it, when you put a spray in there, you'll see it spraying between the discs.
What's that, about 3 inches off the ground there?
Yeah, you'll know, right, so if you can get hit in the bottom of the disc, the problem is if the grass is long, no, it won't be too long with this, right, but if the grass is long, and this is down here, if you're sort of nearly driving through the grass, so it's not painting all the grass, so you got to lift it up. So we're driving some places now and the grass will be that length, like, and so we got to lift up the nozzle. You'll know when, if you paint a small bit at all, you'll know then if the middle of the grass is sort of green, it's not painted, you need to lift up the disc or the nozzle. So it might be hitting the disc an inch up in, but that's fine too, like, it's not a big deal. You're still spraying the same amount. Okay, so this here can, if you're not hitting the disc in the middle, this can bend back. There's a little, see this here? Yeah. Beside that, you can just loosen that and just tilt that back a small bit. It should be fine there now, but if it's not, just say it comes loose or whatever, right? Just tilt this back so that it's hitting the bottom of the discs.
What's that? Nolling key?
Just nolling key, yeah.
Oh,
yeah. So that's the height and that's the angle. And just when you're tightening this up, then just don't have it over like that. Have it in the middle. Do you know what I mean? So. Yeah. Okay. Now, see this little valve at the back of it? Right. So that's going to be airlock now because there's just air in it, right? So we're to try and get the water out. If I leave that going through the nozzle at the front, it's going to struggle pumping that through. So what we do is we open that up, right? And so it's coming out through this pipe here. So I'm just going to let that out there. So I'm going to put that going now, and then see the right. Okay, see the water there. Sorry, there it is. Right. So that's just no. That'll be paint. Sorry, when you get the paint out, then just turn that back down again. Turn that down again, and then she's going to. So if you look at the nozzle, if you go to the front of it there, lads, I'll just show you there from the front. Right, so this is your paint. That's right. Battery and a pump. So the battery is powering the pump, and the pump is just pumping paint through. Very simple, right? There's a charge there. It's a trickle charge, so it's better that you actually leave it plugged in all the time. Don't just try and charge it the night before because you need to use it, right? Keep it, so even in the winter time, if you stop in November, just leave it charged for the whole winter. It's better for the battery, it'll last you an extra year or 2 years on it, right? So it'll save you having to buy a new battery.
Why can we charge?
So if you need to charge the night before, fine for the following day, right? But if you're better off, keep it trickle charge going through it. Okay, so there's two little black things here, two little black cases. See them there? Yeah. They're just fuses.